I want to make this pretty clear. It is 5:30 in the morning, and I took almost all morning to do this fucking video and to get this video set up. And yes, that might seem like a stupid thing, but to be fair, I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible without rushing it, kind of. I felt as if it would be better to get this video out sooner than later. A bit of context, YandereDev is a developer for the game Yandere Simulator, a game that's been in development for over 6 years. This is a person that has had multiple opportunities to quicken up the development of the game, but has refused to numerous times. But to be fair, I don't know the man, so I can't just talk without, his behalf, which is why I decided to interview him. Now, sadly, he wasn't up for an interview call, but interview via text is good enough. Today, we'll be dissecting my interview with him and trying to see what we can get from this fucking cum chalice sucking moron. Or maybe he's not a moron. Maybe we'll find out he's actually an okay guy, and maybe this isn't as black and white as we once thought. Maybe not, who knows. At first, he seemed hesitant to do the interview because he didn't want me getting views, money, or clout based off of it. I want to address something really clear. I don't make money off of these videos, at least not yet. And clout won't do much for me, since generally most of the time I don't give a shit what people think. But I was able to get him to answer some questions, and I started off with some pretty, calm, generic questions to start off, like, what's it like to have a major fan base? And he's like, man, it's great having this thing to, that makes a lot of people happy, general generic shit. The first interesting question is that I asked him, how long do you normally work on the game in a day? And he said up to 12 hours. That's almost like half of a day and barely that. I will admit that's a lot of commitment, but to do it all yourself is fucking silly. There becomes a point where doing a task like this becomes self-detrimental and unhealthy. I mean, have you seen the pic of the man we showed earlier? He's obviously not in a healthy or possibly mental state either. We'll find out later that he's definitely not in a good mental state. I then confronted him about drama that's been popping up lately, at least in my Twitter feeds, about him threatening a fan that was making a fan-made game, threatening them with bad and negative press. And he later talks about how bad harassment is, but he doesn't stop to think, my fan base could become vitriolic and also harass others, but in this case, I guess he doesn't think about that because he only thinks about him fucking self. But hey, what did we expect from a hypocritical scumbag? Him not to be a hypocritical scumbag? He then said, oh, well, that wasn't a threat. It was just a statement of facts. A flat description of the state of affairs. Basically, this is me asking a scam artist to come clean and stop scamming people. Because if things continued, I would eventually have to expose them myself in self-defense. Which is totally the worst response he could have given me. YandereDev then went on to say that this is a scam to get people to stop giving him fucking money for a game that's barely gotten any major development in 6 years. Okay, YandereDev, I think there's more things to be worried about than a fucking fan game doing your job better than you. But in reality, it's a scam to get him because I guess everyone's out to get him. I then asked for proof that this was a legitimate scam, and he said, well, there's testimony from people that worked on the game. I then asked who gave these testimonies, and of course, his bullshit was not only bullshit, but lazy bullshit, because he could not give me a single fucking name or a little speck of proof that it was a scam out to get him. I'm just supposed to take his fucking word for it, since, yeah, that's a great idea. I should just take your fucking word for it. I should just take some random stranger's word for it online from you without fucking proof that it is a scam. Go fuck yourself. I then asked him about Lovesick, and he was like, oh yeah, Lovesick, that's the biggest scam in gaming history. Which is a big, bold claim coming from a fucking game that's been in slow, dragging development for 6 years. And, yeah, I can name one that's bigger than that. And that's the whole Watch Dogs scam. You know how they, scam people by saying it's gonna look pretty good, and then it looked inferior when it was actually released? I would say that's a bigger scam because it comes from a major corporation. But let's go on. He couldn't actually prove that this was a major scam in any way. Just like the previous supposed scam, I'm just supposed to take his fucking word for it. I then showed him a very interesting picture where he threatened, where he told the developer of Lovesick, oh, you're putting me in grave danger by making this game. What if, bad things are going to happen? Basically, it sounded like he was threatening suicide. Now, this could just be him poorly explaining that bad things would happen to him. But he did it in the worst way. Benefit of the doubt. Let's give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and say that he was trying to say it's just going to ruin his career. He's not threatening suicide. He still worded it in the worst fucking way possible. He worded it in just a manipulative and creepy way that it couldn't be seen as anything fucking else. He tries to write it as fan fiction. Maybe you should just be more blunt and not, threaten people ambiguously. Next question I asked him is a theory on whether or not the game he's supposedly taking 6 fucking years to make when he's only added like one rival, aka one fucking boss battle to his game, and it's not even fully developed yet, and it's supposed to come out in August of this fucking year. Now, I did have to blatantly lie a little fucking bit. I said, well, this wasn't my theory. Even though it was, to be fair, it is my theory that he's trying to scam people, and he's fucking using this game as a way to get money. Even though he's very slowly pushing the game out. He then sent me a big heaping pile of text that amounted to fuck all, and admittedly I would scam and analyze over it, but I've been up all night, from fucking all night, and I am so tired. Maybe I'll do another video on this fucking paragraph, but for right now, it's just a meaningless pile of fluff, let's be fair. I then asked him maybe YandereDev is too ambitious for one dev alone to do. So he went like, well, it's been from the start. I've been wanting to crowdfund the game to get more people to work on it. Which isn't a bad thing, crowdfunding to get more people to do it. Maybe waiting 6 years to do it is a bit fucking dumb. Waiting 6 years to fucking do it. Meanwhile, you have tons of fans waiting and waiting, having to bear delay after delay for this game to even have, new basic content. I asked him, why hasn't he done this thing that would have been relatively easy to do in the past, especially when you have 6 fucking years on your fucking hands? And his excuse was, I set up an arbitrary goal for myself. So YandereDev, during those 6 years, did not once stop to think, you know what? This is taking a while just to get one fucking boss in. Maybe I should just get a crowdfunding and do it now. But I asked him, why didn't he do that? And his response was fucking stupid. He gave me the excuse, then people would say I broke a promise. People would get so mad if I broke my arbitrary goal to finish the game faster, that would cause a flurry of problems. You know, unlike taking over 6 years to make a fucking game because you refuse to get help for it or get any crowdfunding to it in 6 fucking years. YandereDev loves using negative responses as an excuse to slow down the progress of my game, and maybe he should limit his social media use. Find a way to block that out, or better yet, be an actual adult and give fuck all about it. Let me put aside something. Harassment is a serious issue. I understand that. It can't be hard. It can't be emotionally draining. However, there's a couple of factors he needs to consider, and everyone else needs to consider before you start feeling bad for him. One, he didn't really give a shit about potential harassment when it came to other developers. Another factor is he's taking other people's hard-earned money to do his job very slowly, very poorly, when he had the opportunity to hire other people to help him. Hell, people like TinyBuild tried to help him before, but he just refused to work with them. YandereDev has been given multiple opportunities where he could get more people to work on the project. He's had long enough to get more people to work on this, and maybe he could deal with all that harassment shit if he did that. But he's so incompetent that, or he's just plainly fucking lying and using this as all excuses. I like the theory that he's using all of this supposed harassment as an excuse not to do his fucking job the slowest he can so he can rake in more money. Like I said, he just delayed Osana, the big update where he's going to have the crowdfunding to get more people to work on his actual project, to fucking August. And I bet my fucking soul on it, he's going to delay it again. He will rather delay Osana or the crowdfunding, because he's been doing this delaying shit for the big thing for 6 fucking years now. For 6 years, he's been doing this the slowest fucking way he possibly could. And I get it. Game development seems like a very hard thing to manage by yourself, which you shouldn't have fucking have. If you're going to take people's hard-earned money for a product that's not finished yet and it is in development, maybe you could spend some of that money, or spend some of your time, which you've had plenty of, to help get a competent team on the game. Not wait 6 years to almost get ready to fucking do it. You have no excuses. This is clear fucking laziness. Oi! If you thought that was really good, you should definitely donate to my Ko-Fi. That could help out with, getting better stuff for like recording software and all that junk, also getting me stuff. But if you feel like you're not getting enough vitamin C, you could always go to my Twitter, where you can see I post almost fucking daily. But let's say you really like this video, or you just like my content in general, you might want to join my Discord. You can talk to me and stuff and share your own work, among other things. All of those wonderful links will be in the description below.